right, and we are back here on the Mark Hoke Show. I probably could have given Tarina a little warning on that. That would have been nice of me. I really do apologize. Tarina from E6 joining us again. The crowd goes wild because
Hello.
You're attractive and I'm not, so that helps. But we are having a great time here at the World Series of Poker. 13 players remaining in the main event, 4 away from the November 9, and there's going to be a big party tonight, I think. Quite a few, actually, I'm sure, once these guys wake up.
I hope so.
You would think. The Brazilians are going to party tonight.
Oh, yeah. I want to go hang with them.
I think that would be a bad idea, actually.
And they're friends of Bruno's, so
yeah.
I think I can get invited.
I think you could. Yeah, I think you've got that covered. All right, so let's get those chip counts updated for you as we get ready to resume play. They are just getting started again. And I don't want to go to updates. I want to go to chip counts. How about that? Jort van Hoof out of Eindhoven, Netherlands. Everybody's going to start Googling Eindhoven to find out where that is. 34,700,000. Barring a major disaster, a lock to go to the November 9. Felix Stevenson at 29,220,000. Also looking pretty good. He is out of London, Norway. Dan Sindelar, top American right now at 22,450,000. Luis Velador, an adopted Brazilian, apparently. He's an American, but he's apparently been adopted by the Brazilians. Did you know that?
That's okay.
They've taken him under their wing.
I don't hate him.
I don't either.
It's okay.
But they need more friends after the World Cup, so I get it. You got to get a hug. Luis Velador at 20,790,000. The actual Brazilian in the field, Bruno Politano, at 19,820,000, had dipped down for a little while, but picked Mark Newhouse off a little bit, and now it stands at 19.8. Martin Jacobson at 18,850,000. William Papa Constantino, of course, the graphics wrecker for ESPN. Would you really want to have to put that up? I mean, you know how big those boxes are in the broadcast, right?
Yeah.
When they have the little graphics, and it's going to be like, you're never going to read his name. They're going to have to call him Poppy or Papa or, I don't know. That's what I'd do. I'd just give up.
Yeah.
It's just me. I mean, it's too many letters. It is. That's what, let's see, 5, 10, that's a 17-letter name.
That looks like their whole alphabet right there.
Exactly. God, I hated I'm sure the family's very proud of the name, but man, that would suck.
Where's he from?
He is from Dracut, Massachusetts.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought for sure you were going to say somewhere in Europe.
No.
Okay.
He's an all-American boy. Also, along with William Tonking out of Flemington, New Jersey, 11,400,000. Mark Newhouse trying to make history tonight and get to the November 9 for the second year in a row. And he may have to backdoor it again like he did last year, 9,225,000, as he lost a pretty big hand to Politano right at the break. Andoni Larabi at 8,430,000. From Spain, he stands in 10th. Christopher Graves at 5.425 million. He is out of Zionsville, Indiana. Craig McCorkle, our last Brit in the house, 496,000, or from 4,960,000. And Maximilian Seneft on the short stack right now, 4,375,000. So this is going to be a very entertaining finish tonight. But we do have a couple short stacks, and they're in very bad spots on the table. You played a little bit, so it's like you don't want to have big stacks pounded on you every time you try to make a move.
What is the smallest stack on there?
4,375,000.
In the top?
34,700,000.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of pain, blues, and agony coming here pretty shortly. But, of course, blinds going up to, they don't have the next level. We are on level 34, 150,000, 300,000, 50,000. Andy, that's a lot of chips.
So, based on that, how long do you think this is going to go?
I'm going to say 1 in the morning.
You really think?
I think that's about right. It could go less. Well,
what do we do, Mark?
I don't know. We just keep going.
Just keep drinking.
We can do that too.
Okay.
We're going to have to get in a room here at the Rio, I guess. But of course, these blinds are going to start chewing these guys up. This next round, of course, looking at 450,000 on the blinds, plus another Oh, we've got 7-handed, 6-handed. So looking at another 300 to 350,000. It's going to cost these guys either $750,000 or 800,000 to play one rotation of poker. That is insane. But of
Yeah,
course,
it is.
it happens every year. So we're looking at some of these guys with, of course, their M's not in the best shape right now. Looking at, for example, Max Senft and McCorkle's M's are going to be around 5, so that's a horrible place to be right now. Pretty much, it's hard to it's hard to fathom that sometimes when you see these these numbers. They're amazing, but these guys are really at a point where it's all in or fold with such a huge number, 4 million chips, and it's like, screw it, I gotta go.
Now, do you personally know any of these players?
Actually, it's kind of weird, but no, I've met Mark Newhouse, but I have never met any of these other guys, which is kind of odd.
Are any of them, have records, or are they all
Some of them
newbies?
do. You have Luis Velador has won 2 World Series of Poker bracelets, so he's probably the most accomplished player in terms of tournament play out of the group. Of course, Mark Newhouse has done very well, coming off the November 9. But some of these guys, a lot of them are cash game players. Like Von Hooft is a big mixed games player. And whoa, what just happened there?
What is it?
I wonder, is that a mistake? There's no way.
What's it say?
That can't be right. That can't be right. They just popped Craig McCorkle up to first place at 49 million. There's no way that just happened. There's no way he just picked up 44 million chips. Let me look on the updates, but I can't imagine that's legit. You
Mark,
gotta go?
I'm needed. Can I
Okay.
come back?
Well, yeah.
Okay, I'll come
You
back.
can
then.
come back too.
2 minutes.
Well, it's okay. It's all good.
Okay, I'll be right back.
All right, sounds
All right,
good.
Bye.
Yeah, that's got to be an error on the part of WSOP.com putting in that chip count. So we will not count that McCorkle. Okay. McCorkle was at 4,925,000. So obviously WSOP.com dropped an extra 0 on the board. But Jort Von Hoof, of course, a major cash game player, mixed game player at 34 million, leading the way. Felix Stevenson, the rookie, he of course has 22,000 in earnings. He sits at 29 million right now. So Stevenson by far the biggest cash he'll ever had in his career. Dan Sendelar, another very well-known cash game player, but also, of course, fairly accomplished. Here, let me pull up his information for you, in case you don't know much about him. And Dan, of course, has won over $500,000 in tournament earnings over his career, 50 cashes, including does have a victory, $105,000 victory under his belt in the a Fall Poker Classic in 2007. Uh-oh. Now, Pat, I'm going to warn you. When Tarina comes back, you're gone. When Tarina comes back. I mean, no offense, but I like Tarina. I mean, I like you, but Tarina's much cuter. She is the Enjoy, doing the interviews for Enjoy. Yeah. Yeah. So you're. No, it's okay. But nice shirt.
I had to bring the best shirt in the entire casino. Ain't nobody can ever top my shit. I got the best.
That's not bad.
Oopsie daisy.
Pat, we're down to 13, and
That's
trying
the,
to destroy equipment here too.
I know. Head's a little bit too big.
That's what a lot of people say about you, from what I've heard. But that's all right. You're
lion.
leaning to that mic a little bit.
The old lion. He's a character.
So once again, we're down to 13 players at this point, and this is quite intriguing with a couple of guys very short with the blinds of 150, 300,000. And have you gotten to watch any of the action in there? You checked that out?
No.
You're just out having fun.
I made my call. I let them die, and then once we're down to 12, that's when I said it's going to really get exciting. So it's getting exciting now, but we're going to hit a good climax in the fun poker analogy of the two tables, because they're going to be battling six-handed both tables.
Yep.
And how is our Life Force doing? How is Newhouse doing?
Newhouse
is there any sad news I don't know about?
No, Newhouse is in 9th right now. He
fine.
took a hit right before the break, but still he's at 9 million chips.
That's fine.
McCorkle, and once again on WSOP.com, they have Craig McCorkle listed as at 49 million chips. That is incorrect. He is at 4.9 million chips. So,
it would be a catastrophic disaster if he took 49 and docked it off. I saw
every-
the 7 deuce, so I heard about the 7 deuce.
Yeah.
That's a big hand.
that's a pretty sick move.
It's going hot on Twitter right now. So.
Yeah. So, yep. Bruno Politano. Apparently, the Brazilian fans are getting him a little extra perky in there.
Yeah, I'm going
to
to go.
Little frisky.
That's why I wore the Bob Marley shirt. We'll show them. They got the Scooby-Doo in there. We'll show them what Pat Lyons could do. So.
All right. Hey, we have an instant update here from the Amazon room with Joe Payne. Joe, what do we have going on, sir?
Craig McCormick has moved all in for 4,175,000, and he was called by Mark Newhouse. Craig has ace-9 offsuit, and Mark Newhouse has king-5 offsuit.
Oh, my God.
Ace-9 offsuit, king-5 offsuit for $8 million, almost a $9 million pot.
All right, so we got.
We're going to the flop. Here we go.
All right, here we go. So it's McCorkle against Newhouse here. Boy, you gotta wonder why McCorkle or Newhouse is making that call.
Yeah, I don't know. Strange. I mean, he did have 9.2 million coming out of the break. The flop is 4 of diamonds, 10 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, and Mark does have the 9 of diamonds. He's ahead with the ace, and he's got 2 draws to the flush.
Wait, who's got the ace there?
Ace-9 is Craig.
Okay, so
Ace-9
McCorkle's
is
got
Craig.
the ace-9 and the diamond draw right now too.
Mark Newhouse has king-5.
Okay, so
10 of hearts on the turn.
all right, so no help. So McCorkle one away from doubling up here through Mark Newhouse.
King or a 5. He needs the king or a 5, and it can't be the 5 of diamonds or the king of diamonds. King 5, no diamond.
4 outs.
That's what he needs. Block out 2. 4 of hearts.
All right, so the ace holds. McCorkle has doubled up.
Hold on. I am sorry, Mark. The way they position the cards, Newhouse has
okay.
the ace-9.
Oh,
Newhouse
well, that
has the
changes
ace-9.
things a little bit. All right, so Mark Newhouse with an ace-9 has doubled up, and Craig McCorkle is out.
There's our 12 number, baby. Right when Pat Lyons gets here.
And
Is that awesome or what?
and Chris
But Craig-
Conrad over here in the Run
But
Good Gear
Craig
booth.
was the first one in the pot, though.
So McCorkle getting cute with a king 5, and it does not pay off.
But as soon as this crowd goes down, the way the dealer position the cards confused me. But I'll give this to you, though. Craig did move in first, and Mark Newhouse called him with ace high.
Wow, so Craig McCorkle goes in with a king 5 offsuit.
Right. got called
Newhouse
by
calls
ace-
with an
well,
ace-9.
Offsuit.
And McCorkle is out of this tournament. He is history, and boy, you got to wonder what was he doing with a king 5. Trying to put on, just trying to put on a move on Newhouse there in the, but it does not pay off. And Mark Newhouse eliminates Craig McCorkle, and we are down to 12 here at the main event.
Alrighty.
All right, so there you go. Thanks, Joe. Great instant update.
All right. Okay.
All right, so we are down to 12. We are going to be playing 6-handed. Now, Pat, you were excited about
That's
this.
what I'm waiting for. Oh, that's a bad one.
Pat's over here taking pics of
Trying to do a
himself.
quick fun selfie here. This ain't working. I got to be able to take good pictures of myself. Can't do it.
All right, so
let's get a picture of this shirt here. Can you give me a hand?
So that hand is going to put Newhouse up to about $14 million.
Top 5.
Well, let me see here. What are we doing here? Real quick.
Just
okay.
a
All right.
just a quick
real
picture.
fast. Here we are. Here we go. Oh, something happened.
Did it foul up on us?
I think I hit a bad button. I'm sorry. Here, I apologize.
It's okay. We can delete that.
We'll try that again. We're doing selfies in the booth now too. It's getting late everywhere. Well, actually, it's not even close to being late. All right, I will touch the magic button here. Are you ready? Okay. Get my finger out of the way. And whoop, there it is.
Did good?
Beautiful.
There we go.
Beautiful. All right, so 12 remain here in the main event.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was that one was the boo-boo on my part. All right, so that will put a new house, according to what I've got, into 6th place. So not safe yet, but Felix Stevenson also chipped up a little bit too, as did Dan Sindelar. So is still Jorrit Van Hoof, 34,700,000. Felix Stevenson at 30,100,000. Sindelar at 22, Velador at 20, Jacobson at 16, and we should eventually have Newhouse at 14. Papa Constantino at
There's the famous dog, huh?
Yeah, there you go.
I love that dog. That's the famous dog.
11,725,000 for Papa Constantino. Tonking at 11.4. Larabi at 8. Graves at 5.4. Seneft at 3.4. And wow, I wonder if this is right. Because according to this, we have Bruno Politano in some major trouble right now. Let me see if we got the a hand update on that, because they are listing Politano down to $2 million, and
we're gonna get rid of the ugly lion for the pretty girl. Here we go.
All right, and let's find this hand.
Do you do the twinning? Who does the twinning? No. They love to follow us like crazy.
Okay, so I can't seem to get the hand on here.
Tons here.
Graves is apparently doubled up, but I'm looking for this one that Politano got clipped, because they are listing him at $2,042,000, but I cannot find the hand.
Watch 24 wasn't there, but they like the funny stuff.
All right, and let's.
Joy's coming back. Cool. Good. Yeah, you should come in here. You want to come in? Switch with you? Yeah, sure. We're going to do a magic switcheroo.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so still trying to get some confirmation on that. I'm sure Joe would have probably told me about that if that would happen, but we'll see what that chip count is. But we're down to 12 players here at the main event, and trying to find out if Politano really took that massive clip that they're showing here. But boy, that would be devastating to see Politano down to 2 million chips. We'll find out.
Yes,
though.
it would.
That would be horrible. I don't want to lose the Brazilian.
No, he's a very sweet guy.
Oh, he's the one that battled Bruno?
No, but they have him down at 2 million right now, and I can't find an update on what happened to him.
I'll find out.
Okay. Joe should be looking at that table, so wait and see. But it's getting close. See, you know what? There's drinking to be done, and since you're starting it, obviously the world's saying, let's go drink. I appreciate that. Thank you. That'd be
No problem.
that'd be nice to be done around 11 o'clock. I'll take that. All right. So once again, we're down to 6 and 6 on these tables in the main event, and your secondary chip counts look like. Well, they have Van Hoof now down to 20. Boy, things are just moving so quick in there. This is unbelievable. But Politano at 2 million? How did he lose 17 million that fast? I think it's got to be. There has to be a mistake there somewhere. Got to be a mistake.
I hope so.
Yeah, I could.
I mean, I just interviewed him. He was just bragging about all the chips he won. And then 2 seconds later.
Well, I'll get Joe to call in and see if he can see the chips. He's on that table. So the 12 remaining players, here are your groupings where they sit right now. It is, darn it. I'm sorry. Lost the one I wanted here for a moment. Change. Thank you. All right. We have, there he is. Okay, here's Joe. Hey, Joe. Joe, I have a question for you. They are listing Bruno at 2 million chips. Did he take a hit, or is that incorrect?
I didn't see Bruno take a hit. I know he called one bet and then folded to a re-raise, but I don't see. Bruno's got a pretty healthy stack in front of him. It's real hard to read his stack from here, but I did not see him lose a whole bunch of chips. So what are they listing him at?
They put him at 2 million. I think that's got to be incorrect.
No, that's incorrect. It's probably 20 million.
Okay.
And it's probably they probably missed it there. That is incorrect. He has a lot more than 2 million in front of him.
Okay, great. Just wanted to double check on that. Thank you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So we are just See, we're keeping up on WSOP.com. They keep making mistakes, and we keep pounding them for it. That's how we do it around here. Yeah, that cannot be right. So Politano is probably sitting around $20 million right now. So we have on our featured table, it is Andoni Larabe at $8 million. Mark Newhouse has should have gone up to about 14. So these counts way behind. Politano's on there, and he is not at $2 million. Max Seneft right now still at 3.7. He is trying to hold on here, but he's going to have a really tough time because he's got Stevenson sitting there, Velador sitting there. Man, he is going to be in some big trouble stuck in between those guys. I might predict that that's going to be our next elimination, and it's going to come soon, so we could be down to 11 just like that.
Well, fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. You're rooting for people to lose now, huh? All right.
Not really.
I see how it
but
is. I see how it is.
We don't want to be here all night.
No, we don't. Much better things to do than sit here at the Rio. I've been here for 7 weeks. I'm done.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would be too, yeah.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of a rough time here. On our other table, William Papa Constantino, currently listed at $11 million. We have Christopher Graves also at $11 million. William Tonking at also at $11 million. So these guys, those three are really close, but then they have to deal with the other chip leaders. Von Hoof at 28, Jacobson at 19, and Sindelar at 22. So these three guys going to have a chance to really. I mean, this is going to be tough because, of course, you got three players on this table with a lot of chips and a couple guys that are short. Same thing over here with a couple short stacks. I mean, this is going to be very. I think the guy that gets lucky and can hang on to 10th may still have a chance to stay alive on this because, of course, they condense down to 10, but then only 9 come back. So at least you're going to get a chance to play some rotations. Kind of like what happened with Gail Bauman when she missed 2 years ago. She came in as a very short stack on the table and managed to get a few rotations and stay, doubled up a couple times. But getting to that 10 spot may be very important right now for any chance to stay alive, or else these guys are going to get crushed shorthanded. So,
what are the winnings from 9th up
well, you know what? That's a good question.
or 9th down?
Would you like me to answer that?
Please.
I will be
I'm
glad to do
curious.
that for you.
I want to know who I'm going to become really good friends with.
Okay, fair enough. So when we get to those payouts, of course, right now, all of these players are guaranteed $565,193. That's not bad. That'll buy you a lot of enjoys. It would. Joe's on the line. We'll get to those final table payouts in a second. Joe, instant update here.
Yes, we just had 4 players take a flop at a raise of $600,000. Bruno, Luis, Mark, and Auburn all took a flop at $600,000. The flop came out 9 of hearts, 3 clubs, 4 diamonds. Luis bet $1 million, and all 3 players folded. So
Wow.
that's a pot of 2.4 plus 800,000, a $3.2 million pot taken down by Luis.
Wow.
Continues to grow his chip stack.
That is-
Have they corrected Bruno's chip shed online?
I don't know yet. I'll take a look. We were just looking at the payouts
Okay.
right now. So,
That's where we're at right now, though.
all right. So 4 players taking a flop, min raise, plus the antes, and it ships $3 million just like that. Wow. All right.
Like that, baby.
Yeah,
All
just
righty.
like that. All right, thanks, Joe. So another great instant update from Joe. Joe's doing a fantastic job in there, don't you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
He's rocking it.
Is Joe the one that just came out here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, not the Bob Marley guy, the New
Right.
York Rangers guy. Yeah. All right. So back to the question about those payouts. 9th place, and of course, all these guys coming back will get paid 9th place money before they return for the November 9. That is $730,725.
Oh, so every one of them will get that amount.
They'll get that amount tonight, yes.
Oh.
And then they get paid more when they come back here in
Okay,
November.
nice.
Yeah, so you have time to get to know them all before the November
All
9. 8th place will receive $947,077. 7th place, $1,235,862. 6th place will receive $1,622,080. 5th place, $2,143,174. 4th place, $2,848,833. 3rd place, $3,806,402. Runner-up, $5,145,968. And, of course, the $10 million guarantee going to the winner. An 8-figure score for the next world champion. Not bad.
Very nice.
I'll buy you a lot of Arctic Blue cooling towels, too. So there you go.
Love those towels.
They are awesome.
They are.
They're great. I love them.
Yeah.
Did you know you can get 15% off plus free shipping if you put in the code MarkHoaxShow at arcticblu.com?
That's good to know.
It's very good to know. It's important.
All right. I'll spread the news.
Fantastic. You're awesome. I'm digging this. This is great. Once again, back to the chip counts. Sorry, Phil Hellmuth's tweet. We'll just skip over that. Let me back this up. Wait, I hear some noise coming from the Amazon room. Did you hear that?
Is that where it's coming from?
Probably. I would think so. It's probably not coming from the bar. It's crazy Brazilians.
Well, I thought I seen a bunch of Brazilians coming from that direction a minute ago.
Okay.
Or going that direction, I thought.
Okay. Okay, and they have corrected Bruno's stack back up to 19,620,000. So Bruno not in trouble, thank God. Felix Stevenson, now your chip leader, as Van Hoof takes a 5 million chip hit. Looks like it might have come off Christopher Graves, but Stevenson now is your chip leader, 29,350,000. Jorrit Van Hoof falls to 28,825,000. Dan Sindelar at 22, Luis Velador at 20, Martin Jacobson 19, Bruno Politano also at 19 million. Those guys very close. Newhouse at 14.4, Papa Constantino at 11.5, Graves at 11.3, Tonking at 11.1, Larabi at 8 million, Seneft at 3.6. And boy, I'll tell you, Max Senef's just got to be sitting there saying, "My God, just give me one good hand, just one good hand."
Is he the one that had the 3.6?
Yeah.
Oh. I
Not
feel bad for him.
Not a good spot right now, boy. And that's just got to be, so frustrating too, to be sitting there. It's almost a defenseless position. You're just praying to God that these blind, because you're really only going to get through maybe 2 rotations with what he's got left, possibly 3 if he's really lucky. You just have to hope in the next 20 hands or so that somebody delivers you something decent you can play. So.
When you're down that low, shouldn't you just try for any hand?
Just about. I mean, really, you're in a position where any ace is pretty much a go. A decent king, suited connectors, things like that. I mean, you're pretty going to have to open it up wide and hope to God you can catch something against somebody. So.
Do you have a favorite poker hand?
The one that
you get giddy over whenever you have it?
The one that wins.
So there's not just 2 cards. You're like, oh my God, I love this.
I mean, aces are fine, but
I don't get excited over aces.
I really don't have a favorite hand. I have some that some different hands that I like to play every once in a while, but one gap suited connectors are fun. It's like 7-9. You can sneak in pretty well, like 6-8, 4-6. Those hands can be very nasty if they hit, if you get a chance to play them.
Right.
So I love those because they're sneaky, kind of like me.
You are?
Not really. No.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think so.
What? What, you don't think I have sneaky capability? No?
I don't know.
No? Okay, that's right. All right, so 12. These drinks are really good. I have to drink this faster.
You must.
I must. I'm behind. Because wow. Yeah, and it sounds like there is some noise coming from Amazon. So I'm betting we'll hear from Joe Payne here pretty soon. Let me go to our tournament updates. Get that refreshed and take a look at what's going on. While, of course, once again, we have Joe Payne in the Amazon room pumping some hands toward us. And if you're in the chat box for our Ustream chat box as a guest, we would absolutely love to have you get in there and fire some fun stuff away at us. Go to ustream.tv, get a username, and come on in. It's under RogueWire. And, of course, you can see the chat box right on markhoaxshow.com, too. So that'll be a fun thing to do for everybody. You can say how wonderful you are. Right?
I hope so.
Well, they should. If they don't, shame on them.
I hope so. Oh, they're going to be like, who's the dummy?
Oh. Now, why would they say something like that?
I'm kidding.
You're dangerous, I can tell. Tarina from Enjoy eSigs joining us here as well. And of course, once again, thanks for having me as a guest on your videos. Do appreciate it.
You're the best for doing it.
Oh, yeah.
No, I personally needed you. No joke.
Okay. I appreciate it. Thank you. That's very nice of you
No,
to say.
really.
Well, I'm glad I could help out. Because then you'd probably have to do all that research, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, saved you
They
work.
would be asking me to do it, yeah.
Oh, that would suck. All right. Going back here, nothing, not too many exciting hands over the past few minutes. Just a lot of raise it, take it, which we would expect. And, of course, once again, that McCorkle hand. Oh, and I got to tell you that a King 5 suited, I mean, even with the 4.1 million, just, even on the button, that is just probably not the optimal play at that point. But, you decide to make a stand and hope you don't get called, and unfortunately it didn't work out for him. Nice play by Mark Newhouse. And, a couple players away from making history. I mean, that is going to be something special if he makes this final table. So, should be a lot of fun.
I would love to be in there watching up close, but you can't get in.
Yeah, it's packed.
Yeah. So, this is more fun, though.
Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself.
Of course I am.
Yeah.
This is fun.
All right. So once again, things kind of slowing down in here, but I'm not too surprised at that. We're probably going to see Max Senft going all in here pretty shortly, but then the fun begins. Is one of those tables is going to be playing 5-handed too, and that means the action's going to fly. And Senft, of course, being on the featured table, that would make, if Senft goes down, that would leave us with Larabe, one of the shorter stacks, but still a 9.4. Around 9.4 million. Newhouse at 14, Politano at 18, Stevenson at 28 at this point, and Velador at 22. So Mark Newhouse may not be a lock to get in here if Senft goes down, because now he's going to have him play 5-handed against some pretty big stacks. So the guys maybe have to go after Larabe, but that'll be an intriguing 5-handed table, very intriguing.
It would be fun.
Yeah. 5-handed's great.
Yeah.
A very aggressive play. Of course, blinds coming around quicker, so less obviously hand ranges open up, and you see a lot more aggressive action. And with some of these guys on this table, oh my God, that'll be fun. Of course, our other table, a few short stack players over there and 3 big stacks. So we're waiting to see if anybody gets caught on that one. But those guys still with enough chips that they really don't have to make a move if they don't want to. So this going to be a very intriguing finish with nobody, once they get Senft out of there, nobody really short stacked. So these players are going to have a lot of time to play and 2 spots left. So that's why I think 1 o'clock in the morning. It could get worse.
I'll take 1 at this point.
Okay. Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I'll take 1 for sure.
I think your Brazilian restaurant will be closed by then, though, right?
Probably.
Oh. All right.
So we just have to drink like Brazilian booze.
Okay.
Okay. Done.
Now, do you get jealous you're stuck out here instead of getting to be in the action?
Yeah, a little bit. It'd be nice to be in there, but we got Joe in there, so I'm all right. I'm living vicariously through Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but of course, doing a live broadcast, we're not allowed to be in there. Did it to you a couple years ago. Violation of ESPN contract, so not happening.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah, me too, because I had a great time doing it. Did play-by-play for day 7 2 years ago. That was a blast. Great time. Lots of people listening, too. It was very enjoyable. Memories. Look at you, you're just sitting there all cute. That's nice. All right, so I'll tell you what, let's get a commercial break in, and we're going to come right back with 12 players remaining here at the main event. So stick around, everybody. We will be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. We are live here at the World Series of Poker. It is day 7 of the main event. We are 3 away from our November 9. The excitement continues to build, and we'll have it all for you right here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Thank you.
The Canadian Poker Tour returns to Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the CPT Summer Showdown July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. With 10 big events over 11 days featuring over $500,000 in guarantees, it promises to be one of the most exciting events on the summer poker calendar. Plus, the Mark Hoke Show will be there live from July 31st through August 3rd for coverage of the CPT Summer Showdown High Roller and Main Event. For the full schedule and outstanding hotel and flight discounts, just visit CanadianPokerTour.tv. That's Canadian CanadianPokerTour.tv. See you in Calgary July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino for the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to
so the
provide
way that
poker
the
players
camera
with
is angled,
stylish and comfortable clothes for
is
their
it
daily
like
grind. You've
this
probably seen
upward?
Run Good Gear at the World Series of
Am I
Poker
having
through
double
Run
chin
Good
going on?
Poker Pro Rob Salaburo or
Okay.
around the country
That's
through
what
the
I'm concerned with.
WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com
see
is the
myself.
place to go to gear up for the poker fill. So go there now with the promo code HOKE. That's HOKE for 10%
If I
off
did, I
your
was gonna
entire
go
online
down.
purchase. Remember HOKE. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom crafted, furniture quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at doubledigitcovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at doubledigitcovers.com.
We need to do a fast cut in here because we've got Joe calling in. Joe, instant update here. Joe, I'm sorry we were in a commercial break. What's going on, buddy?
We have a big hand brewing right here between Newhouse and Bruno. Newhouse raised to $600,000, called by Bruno. The flop came 8 of spades, 2 of diamonds, and 5 of spades. Mark Newhouse bet $750,000 and was called. The turn came to Jack of diamonds. Mark bet $1.75 million. It was called by Bruno. And the river came the ace of hearts, and Mark has bet $4 million, and Bruno is in the tank right now.
Wow.
So the pot basically it was $5.8 million, and then Mark has bet $4 million to a $5.8 million, making the pot $9.8 million approximately, and Bruno is contemplating a call right now. Huge pot right now.
Wow. So this is a game changer here. Newhouse wins this hand. Could be put him on a lock for the number 9.
There is no flush draw. There is no straight draw. There is 8, 2, 5, Jack, Ace, and nothing more than two spades on the board other than that. So I'm assuming Mark is representing an ace here. He bet like he might have a big ace. Bruno right now is staring him down, and Bruno might have an ace also here. We might have 2 aces that are into battle here. Bruno just took a deep sigh, and now he's folded his arms and he's looking up skywards, really having a hard time here, shaking his head back and forth. Newhouse is just fiddling his chips, and Bruno's got a tough decision here. Bruno must have an ace also, and I think the kicker is going to play here. That's my call right now.
All right, so once again, waiting on Bruno Politano to see if he's going to make this call with about a 9 million chip pot already against Mark Newhouse. Newhouse representing an ace here, and see if Politano can pull this off.
Unless Newhouse has got ace-jack, because he did bet the turn. He did bet the turn, and then the ace came. He made just about a pot. He made a little bit more, tiny bit less than a pot-sized bet by betting $4 million into a $5.8 million pot. Bruno right now is literally trying to stare a hole through Mark Newhouse. He's now looking away. just threw his chips down in disgust and got his arms folded. Again, he's shaking his head like this isn't going to be another painful fold if he folds. He must have a hand here. They both, I think they both have a hand here. I think we might be looking at Ace Jack against possibly Ace 10, or maybe even Ace 8. I don't know. I'm not sure. You know, it was raised pre-flop by Mark and called by Bruno.
All right,
They
so
were both in late position. One was in the cutoff, and Mark was in the what we call the one from the cutoff. So some people call it the jack-off seat, but
all right. So once again,
actually it's called the hijack seat. I take that back.
yeah.
I
was
some
just
people
having
call it the jack-off seat.
yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
so once again, Mark Newhouse is putting Bruno Politano to the test here, trying to pick up a 9 million chip pot. Politano trying to decide if he's going to make the call, and if Politano makes the call, this will be about a 13 million chip pot that could swing either of these guys into a position to be in the November 9. So it is a massive decision here for Bruno Politano.
Bruno's actually talking to himself now. Again, he's staring back at Mark Newhouse. He has his hands on his cards. He keeps on looking back at Mark. His indication is he wants the call, but he doesn't. My feeling is he really wants the call, but he's not sure. Keeps on shaking his head, exhaling, shaking his head again. He's now talking to himself. I think he's trying to replay the whole hand to himself. He's verbalizing. I can't hear what he's saying, but he's having a whole conversation. I think he's replaying how the hand went. He's trying to figure out, is Mark Newhouse making a move here and representing the ace? I'm not really sure what we got going on here, but we do have two big hands obviously going on. Well, at least one big hand and one potential hand that's almost as big.
All right. So once again, we have Joe Payne live in the Amazon
Bruno
room.
is still talking to himself.
Oh my goodness! Well, this is could be a long
Shaking
tank right
his head,
here.
looking back now at Mark Newhouse, who Mark remains stoic, kind of looking straight ahead, sunglasses on, and just shuffling his checks. It looks like, in my indication, looks like Bruno really wants the call here. He can't seem to pull the trigger. Again, he throws his chips down and goes, now he's bobbing his head back and forth. Now he's reaching for chips again.
And of course, once again,
Pretty dramatic moment. Now he's got his head is lowered. He's got his hands on his head. He's rubbing his hair.
oh jeez.
This is looks like a very, very painful decision here for Bruno. I'm thinking he's got a good hand, but he obviously doesn't have the complete nuts here. It also wouldn't take this long. He's again verbalizing, talking to himself, looking around. Somebody from the audience yelled something on the non-Brazilian side, and somebody on the Brazilian side yelled back to "Shut up." So the crowd is getting hostile.
Uh-oh.
He's been in a tank. For going on, looks like 3 minutes as far as my calculations. Again, he's sitting back in his chair now. He called. He did call.
Okay, and he's made the call.
He did call. And Mark has a set of deuces.
Oh.
Mark dropped a set of deuces. And Bruno just mucked his hand.
Oh, wow. So Mark Newhouse is going to pick up a 13 million chip
Dropped
pot
a set of deuces.
with that flop at a set of deuces, and Bruno Politano is going to take a huge hit here.
Yep, very big hit.
So Mark Newhouse.
Bruno had to lose close to about $3 million on that hand. With the ball on the call. Now the chances. Now we got. I'll tell you what we got going on here now, Bob. Is there okay. Bob Newhouse obviously has bear with me here for a second.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Mark Newhouse obviously has a contingent that started chanting USA, and they were drowned out by the Brazilian chant of Brazil, Brazil. But to make a long story short, Mark Newhouse did pull in a huge pot now. He flopped a set of deuces. I didn't even see that coming. I'm thinking that Bruno probably had a big ace there, but not a real big ace. So that's what we got to figure out. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see exactly what they have. But the pair of deuces was a little bit of a shock there.
All right.
He did raise pre-flop with the deuces.
Wow.
At
So
600,000.
well, this is why Mark Newhouse made the final table last year, and why it looks like he's going to do it again. So great update, Joe. We'll get back to you with more of the action as we go forward here tonight. But big hand there for Mark Newhouse. Thanks, Joe.
All right.
All right, so a long hand there, but it goes to Mark Newhouse with the trip deuces, and a massive hit there taken to Bruno Politano. So we'll get the chip counts updated pretty soon, but what?
Newhouse needed the chips, so did you say he picked up $4 million or so from
It's more than that. It's looking like that's going to be about an 8 or 9 million addition to his stack, somewhere, well, 7 or 8. He was at 13, so Newhouse is going to get up to 20 plus. Just about, yeah. All right, so we can hear it out here. The Brazilians are going nuts. They hear that? No, that's the Brazilians. They're just a little hyped up.
No, I think they're here with.
But they just took a big beat.
I think
Yeah.
they're here with Bruno.
I'm sorry?
Oh. I said I'm pretty sure they're with Bruno, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the Americans started USA chant, and apparently the Brazilians are responding in kind. All right, so we got to finish up that commercial break, but I'm glad we broke in. Huge hand on that one. All right, so once again, let's get back to our commercial break, and then we'll come back with more action. So we'll be right back.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
At Team Poker Joker, we build innovative, high-performance, poker-focused apparel designed to keep you cool and calm in tough situations. Wait, no we don't. We've just got a cool brand representing the suits of this beautiful game called poker. Our gear won't make you better, but it will keep a smile on your face. So don't be so serious and show you know how to have fun. Get your Poker Joker gear today at TeamPokerJoker.com. Grin and win today at TeamPokerJoker.com.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1, one way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out no matter what you're doing when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHoaxShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deej Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deej player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deej Poker apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's DEEG Poker.com. Deej Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
And sorry about that, guys. We had a camera crasher. You owe me for that. Dan Newhouse joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show.
Hi, everybody.
Mark's brother. Dan, I can only imagine what you're going through watching Mark try to make history tonight. I mean, you went through it last year with him, and now here we go again.
I'm completely elated. I couldn't be happier. I want him to do the best that he possibly can, and he's playing great right now.
He is. I mean, obviously just hit that set, and took a huge hand off Bruno there.
Second set of deuces in the last 3 hours, by the way. But go ahead.
That takes some balls to play this, play with deuces this late like that. I mean, that's some impressive poker.
Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, with a small pocket pair like that, you want to see a flop for cheap if you can, and you want to be able to stack somebody. So that's why you see the flop.
So right now, what's Mark's mindset been in the last couple of days? Because obviously, when you have a chance to do something so special like he has a chance to do tonight, as a professional, you're still doing the tournament grind and you kind of try to put it aside, but you still have to think about it a little bit. I mean, has he talked about it to you at all?
He has not, surprisingly, and I want to keep it that way because he's been doing great so far, and why jinx it, so to speak.
Yeah, and of course, you guys are getting into it with the Brazilians in there. Sounds like it really sounds like there's a World Cup game going on in there right now.
That's exactly what I just put on Facebook. Is I feel like I'm at a World Cup game because they're going nuts and they're holding up the flag and everything. We got a guy dressed as Scooby-Doo in there, and they're going crazy. And Mark and Bruno, who the Brazilians are rooting for, have gone head to head a couple of times.
Right.
And so this last hand, when Mark beat him, the crowd on our side started chanting USA, USA. It was funny. But, it's all in good fun. And everybody up there is already a millionaire, so they're already going to be happy.
If Mark makes this final table, and, bias aside, because I know you play as well, is this one of the greatest, if not the greatest, accomplishment in World Series of Poker main event history? I'm
going to say yes, and I'll tell you why. The last person to make back-to-back final tables was Dan Harrington in 2003 and 2004. The field was smaller then.
Right.
In fact, 2003, when Chris Moneymaker won it, that's when poker really blew up across the world and became global. And the fact that they're getting, on average, 6,000 or 7,000 players every year in this tournament, to make it back-to-back final tables would be, I'd say, an unprecedented feat.
Yep, I would agree with you. This is going to be could be an incredible, historic night, and of course now Mark, if he makes it, now you got to improve on that finish by. Well, I got to say I don't want to jinx.
I like that attitude. He's going to make it.
I don't want to say jinx. I don't want to jinx anything. But now, obviously, then the chase for the World Championship begins, and having been there before, I mean, what a tremendous advantage that's going to be for having gone through this just last year.
My brother's not a big basketball fan, but I sort of equate this to the San Antonio Spurs. They came to the finals, they lost, and it motivated them so much to get back. And lo and behold, look what they did. They beat the best player in the world, LeBron.
Yep. Which,
by the way, Mark Newhouse is the LeBron James of poker right now.
Nice. There you go. Well, he's going to become a superstar when this happens. So we want to wish him the best, and until Mark come out when we're done, we'll give him a chance to talk about making history once he finishes his job. Then
I will. Hopefully everything will dissipate. I know he's going to be hounded by crowds and everything.
Oh, of course.
So we'll see.
All
Thank
right,
you
I
very
appreciate
much,
it.
Mark.
No problem, Dan. Pleasure to meet you. And take the Coronas in there.
I will.
Let's go.
I got people waiting
Let's
on beers.
Go. Come on, man. All right, Dan Newhouse stopping in. Thank you very much. And we've got Joe Payne calling in with an instant update from the table. Joe, what's going on?
Here's what we have. Endo and Lorado has raised from under the gun to $600,000. It was folded around to Max, who was on the button. And Max has moved that in for $3.625 million. And I just laid it down. Max takes the pot down.
All right.
He did not call. He laid it down after raising under the gun.
Okay,
that's what we have.
All right. So once again, we are six-handed at both tables at the moment, and like I said, we're giving you instant updates on what is going on here at the World Series Poker Main Event. I want to thank Dan Newhouse for stopping by. I can only imagine what he's going through right now as a brother watching Mark go through this journey. I mean, going through it once last year, now doing it again. It's incredible.
Exciting, and I'm jealous.
You're jealous?
Are you not jealous?
I wish I was Mark Newhouse right now. I'd rather be Mark than Dan. No offense to Dan.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Dan's got a six-pack of Corona, which is very good. Got to give him credit on that. How much food do you have with you? Pat Lyons is over here on the sidelines, by the way, and Pat has brought me Chex Mix, M&M's, Tic Tacs, and now he's getting out some cashews.
Deluxe nuts.
Wow, that's amazing. This guy is.
No, thank you.
Wow, I'm good. I'm all loaded up from the M&Ms. All right. So once again, to give you a reset, we are at 12 players remaining here at the main event at the World Series of Poker. 3 to go, and this thing is going to be all over for the night. We are blind levels at 150,000, 300,000, 50,000 ante. It is 10:36 Pacific time. We should be coming up on another break, maybe in about. I think we're about 25 to 30 minutes out.
And then do they only 20-minute?
20-minute.
Okay.
All right. And we did have a little shift here. Oh, hang on. I can't hear that.
Just trying to hear what they're saying.
Yeah, and it sounds like we just had another elimination, and I couldn't quite make it out because I've got these great monster headphones on that I won. So I could not hear who was eliminated, but they were making an announcement, and Joe is actually calling it right now. So Joe, we had an elimination, correct?
We did just have an elimination on the outside table. Didn't hear the name because of the crowd, but I did hear the announcer say that it was his first World Series cash, so you could probably figure out who that was based upon the first one-time cash. So
all right,
not able to see because of the crowd and the noise, but we did lose a player.
Who went out? I'm sorry? Okay.
Great, thank you. All right, and we got confirming that it was Christopher Graves has been eliminated.
No.
So, hold on. We have an all-in and a call here.
Oh, and an all-in a call on the featured
all-in
table.
and a
Holy
call.
cow!
Pocket threes against King Queen. I would take one or two. The other. It looks like Max. I believe Max has the King Queen, and I think Mark Newhouse has the pocket three.
All right, so we have an all-in here.
That's what I can see from.
It looks like so.
Flop. Oh! Flop the center three, and Max has just risen. Yes, it is Max with the King Queen, and Mark Newhouse has pocket threes. The flop came 4 of clubs, 3 of clubs, 6 of diamonds. He's drawing pretty slim here. He has to catch run of diamonds here. He needs run of diamonds. It's 8 and another elimination.
All right, so Mark Newhouse hits.
Max Chester has been eliminated. I believe we might be down to 10 now. Is that correct?
That would put us down to 10. So 2 more eliminations.
We're for the final table.
Wow.
So we're moving at a pretty quick pace in here. Everybody was saying about 1:45 we should be done, but now it's 10:35, and all we have to do is do one.
All right, hang on just
All
one
we have to
second.
do is lose one player, and we're down to the final 9.
All right. All
Wow,
right.
2 eliminations back to back.
Wow. All right, Joe, I got to get off here because I have a quick interview I have to do. But
Go ahead, go.
thank you
Go.
very much. So Mark Newhouse eliminates Max Seneft. Seneft goes down. Graves just went down before that. We are at 10, so we're at our unofficial final table. We are one player away from the November 9, and Mark Newhouse has probably just locked that spot up. They're going to redraw for the final table, and we'll see how that turns out. But I have another guest here. I am darned excited to have this guy around.
Come here.
He tried to get in a little bit of trouble, but they got him straightened out. We welcome Scooby-Doo from all the way from Brazil. Welcome, my friend.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Hey, gente, Scooby-Doo.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
Ready.
Well, I obviously supporting Bruno Politano. You guys, I'll tell you what, I can hear you guys all the way out here. What a crowd. You having fun in there?
Yeah, I very, my friend. I stay here 1 month for Bruno in a restaurant. I stay here. Very torcida por ele.
Yeah, and now he is one player away.
One player.
One player away.
Yeah. I go Bruno November 9.
That'll be exciting. How many people are you guys going to bring back up here for the November 9? How many people will be in that theater? Couple hundred, few 100,000. You going to take it over?
Never, yeah.
So what's up with the Scooby-Doo outfit? Why are we dressed as Scooby-Doo?
I happy in Brazil.
Yep.
Yeah, one fest. I promise, Foster. I promise. You finish the World Series. I go Scooby-Doo. You do understand?
Yeah, how'd that work out for you? Yeah.
Sorry.
No, I understood perfectly. It's all good.
Okay,
we got it. We're good. So,
Okay.
well, that is a great friend, and I'll tell you what, adding a little extra life in the World Series, we do appreciate. Now, just don't get in trouble with ESPN again. Stay up there and cheer them on, all right?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you, man.
Good luck. Scooby-Doo, everybody.
Hey, Scooby-Doo.
All right, there we go. The Brazilian Scooby-Doo joining us here on the Mark Hoke Show. Oh, my God. You cannot miss a minute of this show. You can't do it because stuff like that happens. Wow. Oh, that was unbelievable. So now we are down to 10. We're going to be, once again, they'll be redrawing for seats here. And we'll see when the chip counts. It's probably going to take them a little bit of time to get everything updated on the website. But once again, 10 players remaining. We're one away from party time. What are we going to do? Party? Okay. All right. We'll just leave that interpretation open. I'm good with that. Let's take a look.
What do you want to do?
Well, we'll drink first.
Okay.
All right. So here's, well, like I said, chip counts are dead at this point. We really can't get those for a little bit. But your 10 players remaining. Jord van Hoof out of Eindhoven, the Netherlands. It was the chip leader going into this hand. Felix Stevenson from London, Norway, sitting in second. Luis Velador was listed in third at $23 million. Martin Jacobson, Stockholm, Sweden at 22. Dan Sindelar at 20. Now, Newhouse was at 19, and if he picked off Senef, that should put him up around 22 to 23 million chips. William Papa Constantino at 11.6. Bruno Politano at 10. Christopher Graves is out. Andoni Larabe at 8, and William Tonking at 7.6. So we've got a couple of shorter stacks, but guys not in bad shape. Of course, we've seen the last 2 years some serious short stacks going into this final 10, and they got eliminated pretty quickly. This one could be a little bit different story. With these blinds, still you're looking at about 800,000 rotation, but even with just don't hit the camera, guys. This is great. Getting a pose for the camera here with the Brazilian Scooby-Doo. Oh, but man, what an exciting time this is going to be. We are one away from our November 9, already at 10:44. So it's going to take one more to drop. But we will await those chip counts and a redraw. And, of course, that redraw then is going to apply for the main event, final table. So, obviously, some extra intrigue added to this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you. All right. So once again, 10 players remaining here at the main event. Hard to say who's going to be that last one, though. With a couple guys still under 10 million. But well, I'll tell you what, it's really interesting, being out in the hallway, because we are starting to see a lot of reaction from the players' friends, and as they're starting to get excited as they can feel this. They're so close to playing for $10 million in a couple of months.
I think a lot of those friends are hoping to put their hands out.
God, I hope. It's amazing, though. Yeah, when you do make money, a lot of money, you tend to make friends pretty quick.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Be careful, guys. Watch your money. But
just don't win. Don't win any money.
Screw that. I can always say no, that's for sure. So once again, we're hanging on here for the redraw and updated chip counts, because obviously they're that happened so fast, with Graves going out in 12th place, Seneft going out in 11th, and now, of course, once again, these guys are all guaranteed about $750,000 they're going to walk out of here with tonight, and then, of course, the quest to make more money, like $10 million, will be happening here in a couple of months. Unbelievable, and that just happened so fast. That was unreal.
But I'm pretty happy about that.
There's nobody in this building that is, except for the people who got eliminated, who are disappointed about that at all. All right, so we're kind of hanging on here for those chip counts. So I'll tell you what, why don't we, while everything's getting reset in there, let's take a break, and we will come back. And with the unofficial final table, we are one away from at least this session of the World Series of Poker 2014 being over. All right, so let's step back. We'll take one more break and get ready. And, of course, we've got Joe Payne on the inside there, too, hanging out to keep an eye on things. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
The heat is on. Whether you're in the hot seat of a major poker tournament or just dealing with everyday life, stay cool with a brand new Arctic Blue cooling towel. Just wet your reusable and durable Arctic Blue cooling towel in cold water, and you'll have instant cooling relief at your fingertips for up to 5 hours. The towel is lightweight and pliable, so you can keep it handy no matter where you are. Plus, it's absorbent enough to make sure you and your clothes stay dry while you stay cool. No need to sweat it out, no matter what you're doing, when you have an Arctic Blue cooling towel handy. So get the same cooling towel used by professional athletes, poker players, first responders, physical therapists, U.S. automakers, and even reality TV stars. So what are you waiting for? Visit them today at arcticblu.com and pick yours up today. Plus, enter the discount code MarkHokeShow when you check out and get 15% off plus free shipping to keep some of your cold hard cash in your wallet. It's like the Arctic Blue Bear says, it's not cool to be hot. So pick up your Arctic Blue cooling towel today.
9 poker players on a dramatic path to glory with unbelievable twists and turns that will keep you on the edge of your seat. It's the Final 9 comic from Room 110 Publishing. Go to final9comic.com to download the first issue preview and get ready for the official launch coming soon. 9 will become 1 way or another. Final9comic.com. And for more details, make sure to follow them on Twitter and like them on Facebook at Final 9 Comic.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the Poker Fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember HOKE. Now go gear up. Your business and promotion will only go as far as your website will take you. That's why the Mark Hoke Show has only trusted one name for over 2 years, BlueRail.net. Whether you need custom website design and development packages, or simply need a host for your website, Blue Rail is the only developer to turn to. It's time to discover the world-class personalized service only the Blue Rail team can provide. Visit us at BlueRail.net and call 520-822-5128 right now for your free consultation today. So get on board at BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go?
One man, his lucky shirt, an unforgettable night, and a winning streak that never seemed to end. That's how Blind Squirrel began, and we haven't looked back since. We make the clothes that we want to wear for the places where we want to look and feel our best. The game, the speakeasy, and the casino floor. Blind Squirrel's small batch, high-quality gear is for people too busy grabbing life by the nuts to bother with crappy, ill-fitting clothing. Because like you, we prefer our nights long, our drinks strong, and our lucky shirt to be our most comfortable. So look good, be lucky, and visit BlindSquirrelApparel.com for your new favorite shirt. As an added bonus, you'll receive 20% off your purchase with the promo code HOKE, H-O-K-E. You can also pick up Blind Squirrel apparel at the Borgata in Atlantic City and in Las Vegas at all Masura stores at Mandalay Bay, Monte Carlo, The Mirage, and MGM Grand. Look good and be lucky with Blind Squirrel Apparel.
Poker players, it's time to check out DeegePoker.com. Deege Poker is the unique and clever choice for a new generation of true grinders. Representing the full spectrum of poker players from the novice to the world champion, a true Deege player gives their heart and soul for countless hours at the tables to be the best. And Deege Poker Apparel shows everyone who you really are on and off the felt. So join the new generation at DeegePoker.com. That's D-E-E-G Poker.com. Deege Poker, the world's newest poker apparel store.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at DoubleDigitCovers.com. Stop guessing and start winning today at DoubleDigitCovers.com.
Call now for today's free winner. 1-855-489-2700. That's 1-855-489-2700.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Then follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show and like our Facebook page at The Mark Hoke Show for show news and outstanding poker content from around the world. Plus, enjoy the show anytime by subscribing to our podcasts on iTunes or at markhokeshow.podbean.com. We're even on your mobile phone at markhokeshow.podbean.com/mobile. Thanks for listening and being a part of The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, let's return to The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that, guys. We're taking care of some business, saying hi to some people. We are back here live on the Mark Hoke Show. You're just relaxed back there. That looked very cozy. I have never really taken the chance on. Okay, we're taking care of some business here. But once again, one player remaining before this is all over tonight and we get to the November 9. We are still waiting for the redraw and the updated chip counts to come in. So bear with us on that. We'll get it to you as soon as possible. And boy, my computer is slowing down like crazy too. Let's keep refreshing here, and as soon as we get it, we will give it to you. Okay, so here are the chip counts right now. Let me see if they do have the table draw posted for us here. Of course, I'm Mark Hoke. We're live here on markhoke.com, and here it is. All right, so here's what we got. Seat 1 is William Papa Constantino. All right, and Shamkuli's in the chat box. Good to see you. So William Papa Constantino is going to draw seat 1. Felix Stevenson is in seat 2. I'm going slow. Oh, you got it there? All right. Okay. Felix Stevenson in seat 2. Jorrit Van Hoof in seat 3. Mark Newhouse goes to seat 4. Luis Velador in seat 5. And they're listing him from Mexico now in here. That's kind of interesting. And Doni Larabe from Spain is in seat 6. William Tonking is in seat 7. Dan Sindelar in seat 8. Martin Jacobson in seat 9. Bruno Politano draws seat 10. The chip counts are not listed. Official chip counts not listed yet, but that is your seating order here, which I need. Okay, Joe says he got him. Great. I don't have to mess with it. Look at you doing an e-cig over there, right? Attaboy. Smoke if you got him. Okay, vape if you got him. Sorry, that's a Spaceballs line. I cannot get away from that. All right. Hey, Dan Newhouse stopping by. He's one away, and Joe Payne is going to be on the line here shortly, giving us a call. So let's get Joe on the line. And, Joe disappeared, so we'll talk to Joe in a minute. Oh, my goodness. So Mark Newhouse is now one away from the what might be the greatest accomplishment in main event history, making back-to-back final tables, which I couldn't imagine anybody saying at the beginning of this tournament. Yeah, but not in the post Moneymaker era. So amazing run here for Mark Newhouse, and once again, so we're trying to get our chip counts as soon as they are posted. But once again, pretty interesting. We'll take a look at this table draw in just a little bit once we have the chip counts in there and we can analyze it a little bit better. But once again, seat 1, Papa Constantino. Seat 2 is Felix Stevenson out of Norway. Seat 3 is this is funny. We're both writing away right now.
We're in the same.
We're in the same boat here. Jorrit Van Hoof is in seat 4. Mark Newhouse, or seat 3. Mark Newhouse in seat number 4. Seat number 5, Luis Velador. I don't know why. Like I said, I don't know why they haven't listed in Mexico. They had them in USA the whole way here.
Okay, well, they have mine in different orders than what you have.
This is the seat draw. Yeah, you've got chip counts. Yeah, that's all right. All right, and it sounds like they are getting ready to get the players back over to the table. And, really interesting, we just saw Dan Sindelar walking by with a friend of his, and his buddy was saying to Dan, man, you remember we were growing up and we would watch these guys, playing to get to the final table at the main event of the World Series, and, we dream about it. And now, all of a sudden, unless a disaster would strike Dan Sindelar, he's going to be one of those guys. I mean, it's an amazing night for these players as they are Well, 9 of them are going to make history. One of them is going to go home incredibly disappointed. A lot of money, but really disappointed. You hate to be that guy. I hate that unofficial final table stuff. It drives me crazy. Because there's no other tables in there. There's one table. Right? There's one. Here, I got to turn your mic on. I'm sorry.
Oh. And again, how much money did you say number 10 will make?
10 spot is going to get, prize pool. I believe that was like $500,000. $565,193.
Do you think any of them really care about the bracelet? Or the money? I'm saying over the money.
Over the money?
Over the money.
We were fighting about that on the show a lot.
They always, it's not about the money. I want the bracelet. It's a bracelet.
It is the world championship, though.
I know, but come on.
See, me, if someone told me that I could win the world championship guaranteed, but I wouldn't get the money, I'd take it.
What?
I would.
Okay.
I can parlay that into money.
Okay.
That's just me, because I'm smart.
Okay. I would take the money
You
and
take
then
the
sell
money.
the bracelet.
That would be extra money.
Yeah.
Those bracelets are pretty expensive.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to hold Ryan Reese's bracelet that he won last year before he won it. Oh, that thing was sweet. But I was so scared holding that in my hand. Can you imagine if I'd have dropped that thing?
Or went running down the hall.
Yeah, exactly. I wonder how far I would have made it down the hall. What do you think? I might have gotten halfway down, I think. I might have had a chance.
Nah.
I think the boys with the clubs would have come out and I'd have been breathing through a tube for a few weeks. All right. So we're waiting to get the official chip counts here on our final table. But I'll tell you what, a lot of these guys really held towards the top of the leaderboard the last few days of this tournament, and certainly very deserving of this opportunity. Of course, William Papaconstantino, a novice player. Felix Stevenson, also a novice player. These guys, are really living a dream right now. Jorrit van Hoop, not a lot of tournament results, but of course a very high-stakes cash game player. Newhouse, one spot away from becoming the first player in the modern era to reach the final table twice. Luis Velador, another outstanding cash game player, also two-time World Series of Poker bracelet winner. And Donny Larabe, we'll get a little more information on him as William Tonking, kind of an unknown. Dan Sindelar has done very well in poker over the years. Martin Jacobson, outstanding player from Sweden, and Bruno Politano, Brazilian crazy guy, but not a lot of experience either. So this is going to be one of those tables where there's going to be a lot of stories to tell between now and November.
I've met Bruno 3 times now, and he seems pretty mellow and shy. So that group that's with him do not seem like they pair together right.
It is the Brazil collective.
Yeah.
Yeah. They've got it going on in there right now. Let's see if we have those official chip counts up for everybody.
What's going on in there?
And
you
there
hear
we
that
go.
noise?
Yeah, the Brazilians are going nuts already.
That's them?
Yeah, it is. All right, so I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
So right now, Jorrit van Hoof is your chip leader at 37 million, 37.4 million. Felix Stevenson is at 30. I'm sorry, I'm writing these down as I go so I can take a look at the table draw. He is at 30.4. Mark Newhouse with that last big elimination or big hand at 24,750,000. Luis Velador is at 23 million. Martin Jacobson at 22.4 million. Dan Sindelar is at 20 million. William Papaconstantino is at 18.4. Bruno Politano is trying to hang on. He's at 10.3. And Donny Larabe stands at 7.3 million. And William Tonking at 6.2. Looking at the table, how this table draw turned out, it's not too bad for the short stacks, but it could have been worse. But right now, Van Hoof looks like he will, pretty good chance he's going to go in to the November 9 as the chip leader. And then the novice, Felix Stevenson, boy, that kid, $22,000 in cashes in his career. That's it. That's it. And he has got a good chance to go in top 3 playing for a world title. I mean, that's just an amazing part of poker.
Does that mean this was his first big tournament?
A really big one, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And, of course, Mark Newhouse sitting there right now in third at 24.7. And those guys ended up actually, grouped together here. And these table draws, of course, do carry over to November. So one of these guys will get knocked out. And then this is where they're going to be staying seated. So there will not be a redraw on this for positioning. So very important, to maybe try and get a feel for things early on here. See how these guys play if they haven't gotten a shot at them yet. But that's where they're going to sit next time around. So
I didn't even know it worked like that.
yeah. Yep. So this is your final table redraw. And let's see. I got some people fired up in the chat box. Talking about New Heisel. New Heisel. Shamkuli wrote New Hizzle in there. It says, I would have to agree given the heightened sense of importance of the final table of the main event, talking about Newhouse's accomplishment here. Dan Harrington going back-to-back final tables the year Moneymaker Raymer won was a big accomplishment, and it certainly was, but the field size is nowhere near what Newhouse has had to face the last 2 years. Over under 10 yards that Mark – oh, okay. Here's my over-under on how far I make it down the hallway with the main event bracelet. They're giving me 10 yards, saying Reese catches you no problem. I wouldn't be worried about Ryan Reese because it was before Reese won it, so it really wasn't his at the time. I'd be worried about the Rio security.
Right. That's funny that they're doing that. Taking bets on how far you can get.
I know. That's my listeners. They're nutsy cuckoo. But I love them. They're the best. And once again, if you guys are in as a guest in the chat box, come on, get in there and get a Ustream name real quick. Just go to ustream.tv, pick up a username, and you can join us right here in the old chat box. And give me 1 second because I'm trying to pull up a little info here. Okay, Joe does have the chip count. So, of course, we have Joe Payne on the inside at the Amazon room. I'm right outside the room. You can certainly hear what's going on. And we also have Tarina Dark here from eSigs, or Enjoy eSigs. So,
enjoy.
Yep. Doing a great job, by the way. Those pieces are outstanding.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You made it happen.
Oh, I did not. I did not.
You did.
You asked me questions, I just answered.
You did all the talking. That was great.
Good point. Well, you asked all the great questions.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. See, that's what you got to do when you're in there. You ask good questions.
All right.
Love your eyes, by the way. Look at that.
Thank
that's
you.
kind of it's a great stare. See, they're gonna. This is gonna end up being the Tarina show soon. I'm gonna be out. I'm done.
Except I'll just sit here and stare.
Yeah.
I won't actually
you know what? You probably get more viewers with you doing that than me actually doing what I'm doing. See? There you go. That works.
This is my drunken stare, though. Can
Oh.
you see it? Are my eyes going crossed yet?
I didn't realize you were drunk.
No, I'm not drunk.
Okay.
No, I'm not drunk. I'm just really tired.
Yeah.
Mixed with alcohol.
Yeah.
Not drunk.
Similar effects.
Not drunk.
Okay, not drunk. I've got a Corona down there. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right, so once again, we are hanging on here till they get back into play. Of course, the table has been redrawn. We have our official chip counts, and we are just waiting now for one more player to get eliminated, and this is going to be all over. Once again, to give you the full reset, blinds are 150,000, 300,000 with a 50,000 ante. We're on level 34 right now. And your short stack, a couple guys we're going to be watching here would be Andoni Larabi at 7.3 and William Tonking at 6.2. Still enough chips that they can play a little bit. So not necessarily all in or fold situation for those guys. But, of course, one raise is probably going to end up being, initial raise, I'm guessing, on the table will probably be around 600,000 or 700,000. So a re-raise would probably be around 2 million, 2.1. So they still do have a little bit of time in here. Nobody has to go nuts yet, trying to make a big play. So, but then the way this is going to be going, who knows?
Do you have any kind of guess of who you think's going to go next?
Oh, boy, that's tough. And Politano's in a little bit of trouble too at 10.3.
No.
Let's see if
want him
who am
to
I
make
going
it.
who am I going to jinx here? Who am I going to jinx? I think Larabi's in the worst spot out of this group right now. Between Larabi and Tonking are both in a bad position. They're kind of sandwiched in between, put together, but sandwiched in between those some of those larger stacks. So, yeah, Shamkuli in the chat box. I'll answer that part first. Each raise will be about 5% of Tonking stack. Right. So he's still definitely got some room to move here. Shamkuli also saying, "I like you, Mark, but she's far easier on the eyes." Yeah, I know.
Oh, thank you.
It's really true.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Shamkuli, a new fan. I don't know if you want that because he's kind of crazy.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, Shamkuli's all right. I love Shamkuli. One of my loyal listeners for years in here. So here we are, guys. It's one away, and Jimmy, come on. We got to rig this. Get somebody out of there now. I know. Yeah, the ESPN gang doing a great job covering this event. We see them running up and down the hallways constantly. I mean, they've got them moving.
What?
The ESPN team. They're
That
moving.
was one of them?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's that's Jimmy James, Kenna James' son. Of course, Kenna James, famous poker player.
Oh, I know him.
Oh, you know Kenna?
No, not really.
Oh, okay. You're already lying to me. So sad. All right, and Joe is on the line. Instant update coming here. I should get a sound effect for that. Let's get Joe on here. And Joe Payne inside the Amazon room. He's probably getting tired of me yelling when I answer the phone. Joe, what's going on?
Okay. All right, Mark Newhouse and Felix were in a heads-up pot that was actually started as a three-way pot with a raise of $700,000. The flop came. Flop came 5, 7, 10, 2 hearts. All three players checked on the turn except the clubs came. Locked at $1 million. Papa John folded. Felix called, and on the river, it was a $2.1 million bet, and Mark folded, and Felix put the pot down. So that's what we have. That was the first hand of significant action. There was a flop on hand one between Van Hoof and Andujar, but that didn't really materialize too much. We raised $800 a call, and the turn was bet, and then Van Hoof folded on a turn to Andujar. So we've learned our third hand, and I'll get back to you if anything else develops.
Okay, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. And by the way, the Rogues Gallery of the World Series of Poker is now here. These guys scare me so much. But you guys want to say hi to everybody real quick? I hate to clear you out of here. It breaks my heart,
no
but
worries.
we'll get you back in. I promise.
I'm not contributing much right now.
Good. Well, let's we have we'll get Blair Rodman in here first. And Blair, I'll tell you what. How about this? This has been one of the more interesting final 27s we've seen in a long time. How about it?
Yeah, it's fun. It's always fun, but yeah, it's interesting. And they lost a lot of people that had names. Nobody thinks they have names, but they do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the kids who are players, they know all these guys, and it's good. It's very competitive. The only guy I know is Louis Velador, who I'm rooting for. He's a nice guy. He's been around for a long time, and I hope he does well. But yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I would think the experience edge would go to him at this point. But I'll tell you what, how about Mark Newhouse? And, of course, Blair, you've been around this game a long time. This accomplishment where, barring a disaster here, he's going to make the November 9 again. Is this the greatest accomplishment in World Series of Poker history?
No, but it's pretty good. It's, it's really impressive, and he's playing great and whatever. Is it the greatest? I don't know. What is? Harrington was great. Johnny Chan winning, win-win second. It's pretty amazing, even though the fields were smaller. But it's a great story, and it's pretty impressive for sure.
Yeah, and, of course, we got a nice they're going to have a nice international feel here, too. I'm kind of hoping the Brazilian gets in there because, that would be something great for television to see, the Penn and Teller Theater packed with this Brazilian crowd.
It would. He's got a great rail in there right now. They're all going crazy, and it's a lot of fun. My friend Bill Cole got knocked out yesterday. They were kind of heartbroken when he got knocked out, and some of the other inter-stories got knocked out. It's a shame. We're having a blast, and it could have been a lot of fun. And if he'd have made the final table, it would have been really interesting. But no, it's great. It's weird for the casual poker fan because they don't know who any of these people are. But if you go in, we were just in there, and there's a lot of excitement, and the rails are pretty rambunctious, and it's cool. It's cool. I'm sure it'll be a great thing in November.
Yeah, and we're also looking at a guy like Martin Jacobson, who's just been so steady this whole tournament, led on day one, which no one's ever won this thing. In the moneymaker era, post moneymaker era, coming out of day one now, his play has just been solid and steady, and people have been very impressed with him.
Yeah, it's great. I always said that, you have 7,000 people or whatever. You've got to run good, and you've got to dodge a lot of raindrops because there's a lot of raindrops. And, you have to be one of the people that runs good. No one can tell me you outplayed 7,000 people. You got to run good, but you also have to play well. And if you play well and you run good, you're going to be a force. And I'm sure he's playing great. I don't know him. All these guys, it's impressive. I mean, to get through 7,000 people is unbelievable. The first time I ever played a 1,000-player tournament, I think is the first one it ever was at the Gold Coast years ago when I made the final table. There will never be this many people in a tournament ever again. Now it's a matter of course. 1,000's a small field, so it's pretty amazing. It's hard to do, but it's for these guys, it's a thrill of a lifetime, I'm sure.
Yeah, you bet. And, of course, it's been an amazing World Series here, too. Some ups and downs, but, we had the Monster Stack, the Millionaire Maker, another success. And, of course, this main event getting some improvement in numbers. What your take on what went right and maybe what went wrong here at the World Series this year?
They did a lot of things right. I had a few suggestions. One thing I really love is they played the main event 9-handed, which, I'm constantly bugging Jack Effel about, and they did it. It was great. I think they could have a great tournament if they would give you like a monster stack of 20,000 and start out with 1 and 2 with a quarter ante and just, do away with the the early levels. I think it would be a great tournament. I like the turbos because you're in the money by the dinner break. And, for guys like me, it's super. I think, the Annie Oling tournament I think was interesting. I think they've done a really good job coming up with things that are making it better. And they did a great job. I think they get better every year at, I don't want to be negative, and I just think they've done a good job. I think Jack Effel has grown into the job, and the guys who do this every year, they listen. And, naturally there's always going to be the corporate side and the player side. But I think they've done a good job balancing that. And it's very, very good. And I go into World Series withdrawals when it's over. It's weird. It's very weird walking through these halls and everything's closed up and there's like hundreds of pool tables in the, pavilion room.
Yeah.
And,
my stuff's ripped down.
Yeah. It's really weird. I mean, the parking lot's empty and everything is it's very strange to be here on this day. It's a strange day.
Yeah, but an exciting one as we are one player away right now from November 9. So Blair, let me say hi to Anthony Curtis here too. Of course, Anthony. We'll get him around here. Anthony, he's gonna. Now I got a camera there. Did you know that?
Oh,
yeah. You got.
Okay.
You got to come on camera, buddy. Come on. Are you kidding me? Don't be scared.
It'd have been different. Yeah.
Don't be scared. Of course, Anthony Curtis of Las Vegas Advisor, one of the sponsors for the Mark Hoke Show here at the World Series of Poker. And Anthony, let me get your thoughts about what's going on here at the World Series. Wow, what a night!
You know what? What do I know about the World Series of Poker? I mean, I know it's a great spectacle. I'm a blackjack guy. I do other things, but it's exciting. It's exciting for me, and I'm here to kind of watch. They're down to 10. It's like wow. Now I'm here rooting for the guy with the longest name. So, this guy's going to break the record. The longest name in the final. He's still there, right?
Yeah. Papa Constantino.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. That's the guy I'm rooting for.
He's the ESPN graphics breaker is what I'm calling him.
Actually, no. I mean, just thinking about pure numbers and statistics, I disagree with Blair. I think if Newhouse makes it again, I think it might be kind of the greatest achievement that's ever been done to date in the World Series. I mean, to make it 2 years in a row in these kind of fields, I think, just from a pure numbers standpoint, I think is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's really hard to balance that with. Obviously finishing third and fourth with Dan Harrington going back-to-back is incredibly impressive, but, you didn't have the same numbers. Johnny Chan, of course, now winning back-to-back plus a runner-up finish. That's amazing too. But once again, you had even had smaller numbers than that. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be an interesting debate because obviously this is going to get talked about a lot of whether Newhouse has done the impossible and something greater than anybody's ever done.
Well, it's hard for people who aren't involved in this sort of thing to really understand when there are gigantic fields how difficult it is. The differences in skill levels when you get to this level are very, very small, really, at the top. Now, they're huge between the top and the bottom, but at the top, they're small. So to be able to do this 2 years in a row, as Blair said, you've got to get very, very lucky, yes, but you got to be doing something right. And this will be, I can't imagine this will be accomplished again for a long time.
Yeah, and
if ever.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see because Mark is a somewhat of a quiet guy, but still, it's kind of one of those middle personalities where he's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be going out of his way to publicize this, but he's not going to really hide from it either. Where do you think that this is going to put him in terms of the poker stratosphere of stars? I mean, this is something that is an amazing accomplishment. Where do you think this leaves him?
Well, my guess is that wherever it puts him, if he doesn't win or at least take second, it will not be commensurate with the accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
The world just won't grasp it, how difficult it is. So for his sake, if he makes it in, I hope he does very, very well because he deserves recognition for it.
Yeah, and he's been playing under some incredible circumstances in there too with that Brazilian rail. He's been butting heads with Politano a lot in there.
Well,
that's a lot of pressure, not only to be playing, trying to get to this final table, but also do it with a fairly hostile crowd.
Well, since the Brazilians suck in soccer,
there it is. There it is. 7-1.
I did lose a little money on Brazil in the
semifinals.
That's
why you're
so
bitter.
Maybe I'm a little bitter. I absolutely mishandicapped that one, but they really did suck this year.
The Mark Hoke Show does not condone the views of Anthony Curtis about the great soccer team of Brazil. Wow. That's great. I probably got Brazilians tuning in right now that are just saying, F you, Anthony.
Well, they got a great poker player here.
They do.
They got a great poker player here, and they'll probably have a great soccer team, and Neymar got hurt and all of that. But, they weren't all that, were they?
No, not this time around, unfortunately. So, Anthony, just real quick, with Las Vegas Advisor going, and of course Huntington Press, so much happening for you on the business side of things. Now, tell everybody a little bit about what's happening with you there.
Yeah, I mean, just books. We're just doing books. The latest one was Moneymaker Effect, and we had a signing here a few days ago. Chris signed. That was cool. We've got a new one coming out from the guys who did the Kill books called Flop Turn River. And Joe Hashem is also one of the co-authors on that. So, Joe knows a little bit about poker.
Just a little.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to it. I've seen it, obviously. I've looked at it. We're finishing production right now. It's going to be another good poker book that a lot of people buy. I know that. And it'll do a lot of good for the game because it's a good teaching tool.
Awesome. Well, of course, check out LasVegasAdvisor.com.
Absolutely. That's where you find out almost nothing about poker, but where to get the cheapest shrimp cocktail.
Yeah.
Right?
You betcha.
That's all that really matters.
And that Austin Steakhouse coupon. Very nice. That is a high-quality coupon for sure.
Indeed.
All right. Anthony, good to see you. Thanks for your support of the show. I do appreciate it.
Thanks, Mark.
Yeah, we got to talk soon again. We're ready to get some other cool stuff going.
Somewhere where they have beers, right? Don't show me one. Don't.
You mean like that Corona that I've got sitting right there?
I definitely have to go right now.
Anthony Curtis stopping by, everybody. Thank you very much, buddy. So Blair Rodman as well. Yep, the Stars are coming out here at the World Series with 10 to go. Yeah, don't have it yet, but all right. So here we go. We are getting close to that the official final table here at the World Series of Poker main event, and let's see if any other major updates have taken place. We'll hit the old renew button on that one because we're all waiting to do all our pieces and interviews and everything else here on the final table. Looks like a little bit of a hit for Jorrit Van Hoof. And went to Andoni Larabi. So Larabi picks up a few chips, one of the short stacks in the tournament. So a pretty wild one to start off there is the short stacks trying to hang on here. this is going to be a struggle for them to try and make it to the November 9. It's 7.3, 6.2 million chips to start. And Joe Payne is, looks like we got something. PJ Harvey's in there typing away. Joe Payne is on here. Joe, what's up?
We just had one of the short stacks double up. William Conklin.
Oh, wow.
Jack 9 offsuit. The 3 players took the flop. The flop came 7 of clubs, 8 of hearts, 10 of clubs. So Conklin flopped to straight, and Jacobson had ace and jack of clubs, and he drew 2 clubs on the flop. So any club comes on the turn or the river, and at that point, Conklin would have been the first player out. We would have had our final 9, but he dodged the bullet. 5 of diamonds came on a turn, 7 diamonds came on a river, and William Conklin lives another day.
All right, so William Tonkin, one of the short stacks, doubles up. Bad news for everybody that's trying to go home, but good news for him. That should take him up to probably around close to 13 million on that. So William Tonkin
he doubled up there. He had 6.2 when we started. He's probably got at least 13 million now because you remember now 3 players took the flop
plus Annie's.
So he's probably up around 13 or 14 million. So he's gotten a little bit healthier, but he's still one of the short stacks at the table.
All
now
right.
William Papa and Bruno are the new short stacks at the table. But it's anybody's game. We got a pot going on here again. Somebody just re-raised. Let me see what we got going on. Okay, the small blind. Trying to pick up. It's real hard to see where the button is. All I know is the small blind re-raised to 1.8 mil. It looks like the action is back on Mark Newhouse.
All right. And, of course, Joe Payne doing an instant update for us here from the World Series of Poker main event. We're down to 10 players, one to go. Newhouse looks like he's...
Newhouse made the call.
And looks like Sindelar did the re-raise on that. We're getting a little help in the chat box here, too. So.
Okay, here comes the flop. The flop is 3 of clubs, 8 of spades, queen of clubs.
All right, so we got a hand between...
Sindelar is reaching for chips. He bets 1.2 million. It's back on Mark Newhouse. Again, the flop is 3 of clubs, 8 of spades, queen of clubs, and Mark Newhouse calls the bet. We're going to the turn.
All right.
Turn is the king of diamonds. Action is back on Dan Sinclair. Forgive me for pronouncing these players' names wrong.
Yeah, Sindelar.
I'm doing my best. Sindelar, I'm sorry. Sindelar is contemplating. He's reaching for chips. He's pulled some chips off his pile. And he's coming forward with a bet. Here we go. We got 2,700,000. The action's back on Mark Newhouse.
All right, so about a 2
Dan Sindelar bet 2.7, and Mark Newhouse holds his hand.
All right, so Newhouse lays that one down, and
Dan Sindelar takes one of the big stacks of the table. Just a big stack.
All right, so that'll put Sindelar probably around 23 million ish.
Even though the Patriots are not in the hand, there's still our report there to be reckoned with.
Wow.
I'll get back to you when the next update.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot. All right, Joe Payne calling in there live from the table, and we're getting a little help from PJ Harvey. PJ Harvey 10 in there too. Appreciate it. So of course it's chaos in there right now, and Joe's having a little bit of a hard time seeing what's happening at some points on the table. But right now, the first major confrontation between two of the larger stacks, between Mark Newhouse and Ray Sindelar, goes to Sindelar. That should pick him up to about $24 million or so. Newhouse going down to about 21, 22. All right. Yeah, Newhouse started off that with about $25 million. So we'll see where we'll keep up with those chip counts as best we can. But once again, we are one player away from the November 9. But this is not going to be easy. We've the last couple of years been very fortunate that we've had a couple of short stacks coming into that final table. Severely short stacked. We just had William Tonking double up. So now we're looking at Andoni Larabe, and he actually picked some chips up too. So he and Politano are actually the players in a lot of danger at this point of missing out. And I'll tell you what, a lot of people would be really upset to see Politano miss out on this final table and bring that Brazilian rail into the Penn and Teller Theater on November 10th. Oh, my goodness, but what an exciting night this has turned out to be. One away from this final table here at the World Series of Poker main event. All right, and just take a second to remind everybody about all of our great sponsors. Of course, thank Anthony Curtis for stopping over. While we have a minute, want to, of course, remind everybody you can catch us Wednesdays at 3 p.m. on KLEV 1230 a.m., the Talk of Las Vegas. Also on the internet, KLAV1230am.com if you want to catch a simulcast on there. And soon to be on 920 The Game here in Las Vegas, NBC Sports Station. So make sure you join us there as well on Friday nights, tentatively scheduled for 5 o'clock. Also want to thank the Players Poker Championship Poker Tour. They have some great events coming up. You can give you a chance to go to Aruba, ppcpokertour.com. Good friends at Final 9 Comic. Go to Final Number 9 Comic. Download the first issue today. 9 will become one way or another with Final 9 Comic. Arctic Blue Cooling Towels, 15% off plus free shipping with the code MarkHoaxShow. ArcticBlue.com, Arctic BLU on that one. Find your Run Good and with RunGoodGear.com, 10% off with the code HOAX. And let's get Joe back on the line. Joe.
Yeah, the players are not afraid of getting their chips in the pot. We just had a second pot now between Dan Sindelar and Bruno. Dan raised to $700,000. Bruno made the call. The flop came 2 of hearts, queen of diamonds, queen of clubs. Bruno checked. Dan bet $550,000. Bruno called. The 3 of spades came on the turn. It went check, check. And the river, the 8 of spades came on the river. It went check, check. Bruno turned over a pocket 10 to take the pot and add a little bit more chips to the short stack.
All right,
All right, there we have it.
All right, Bruno Politano keeps coming.
Okay.
No one's
We're
dying
back
yet.
later.
All right, thanks, Joe. There's no one getting out of there yet. I got to take this sip of this wonderful Corona, by the way. And, of course, it's very interesting to see a lot of the poker media here, too, and the ESPN team. They can smell the end is near. We're so close to this World Series being over. Back to our sponsors real quick. Of course, Blind Squirrel Apparel, 20% off with the code HOAX at blindsquirrelapparel.com. Look good and be lucky with the apparel with the gambler in mind, so check it out at Blind Squirrel Apparel. Our good friends at Sun Buggy Fun Rentals, the original off-road tour company. I'm going to be wrecking a dune buggy here in a couple of days. Go to sunbuggy.com, all over the desert Southwest, and especially here in Las Vegas. It's Marco. Wow, suited up and cameraed, ready to go, Marco Valerio. Double Digit Covers, the best sports consultants in the business. Man, if you want to win, call Tony Dose and the All-Star Handicapping Team at Double Digit Covers, 855-489-2700. That's 855-489-2700. Or go to doubledigitcovers.com and get free picks sent to your phone every day. Stop guessing and start winning at Double Digit Covers. BlueRail.net, they build websites. That's what they do. And Bob Lusk is ready for your call, 522-820-5128. That's 522-820-5128. They are the internet home of the Mark Hoax Show and so much more. So check in with BlueRail.net. How far do you want to go? Our good friends at Team Poker Joker. Grin and win with their gear at teampokerjoker.com. 10% off with the code VegasHoax. Join that crazy cult of poker jokers at teampokerjoker.com. The Nevada Poker League, $50,000 plus in cash and prizes, all for free. You can play at 17 different locations here in Las Vegas. And just go to NevadaPokerLeague.com for more information. Our good friends at Off Tilt Poker Tables, you're going to get $300 off your table with the guy that built the RFID table for the World Series, the Two-Pair Poker Tour, the Mid-States Poker Tour, Deep Stacks Poker Tour. I mean, what more do you want? $300 off at OffTiltPokerTables.com, 262-490-3812. That's 262-490-3812. The top ladies poker team in the world, the Grindettes. Check them out at Grindettes.com. Oh, I'm sorry, I was just nearly saw something there. Grindettes.com is the place to go. Go to follow the ladies at Grindettes and the Grindettes on Facebook. Dutch Boyd's book, the poker book you cannot put down. Buy it today at PokerTilt.com and also on Amazon. And I guarantee you guys, if you're a poker fan, you are going to just love this book. It is something else. So check it out today at PokerTilt.com by Dutch Boyd. We talked about Las Vegas Advisor. Got the Global Poker Index simulcast on there. Make sure you go to GPI or GlobalPokerIndex.com. The poker ranking authority. It's Global Poker Index. All right. And, of course, can't forget Deej Poker. Hey, guys, brand new sportswear pokerware company at DEEGpoker.com. Of course, that stands for degenerate, like a lot of us out there. Check them out at DeejPoker.com. Whoa. All right. Maybe we get lucky, and that's our last sponsor run. All right, Joe is giving us a call here. Let's get Joe Payne on the line for an instant update. Joe, what's going on, brother?
It started out as a three-player pot between Bruno, Papa, and Lewis. The flop came 9 of spades, Jack of hearts, 8 of diamonds. Bruno bet 750, Papa called. Lewis folded. On the turn, the 8 of spades came. They were checked down, and then a 7 of diamonds came in the river, and Bruno has made it $2 million to go, and Papa is contemplating a call here. So we got Bruno with $2 million on the river bet with the 7 of diamonds. Again, the flop was 9 of spades, Jack of hearts, 8 of diamonds. The turn was the 8 of spades, and the river was the 7 of diamonds. And Papa John has laid the hand down. So again, Bruno ain't four chips to it. And the Brazilian crowd is going wild.
All right, so Bruno Politano wins another pot. And, we forgot about Papa being the world foosball champion. Thank you, PJ Harvey. I forgot about that. So William going to lay that hand down, and a nice win there for Bruno Politano. Of course, he was fighting off the short stack. So I'll tell you what, we'd love to see this, in terms of ending this quickly so everybody can relax and go home. We got some stuff to pack up and so on. But tonight, that doesn't matter. These players are playing for a lot of money. They're playing for the right to come back here in November for the November 9. It is going to be it's an amazing night, of course. So Mark Newhouse, one player away from poker history, and but still not out of danger. I mean, now with Politano picking up a few chips, again, he's gonna it's gonna put him about the 13 to 14 million chip range, and now no one in this group, according to the chip counts we've got, is under 11 million. So a pretty interesting finish this is going to be tonight. And Chad Holloway just walking by, kind of got the Charlie Brown look going. Of course, Chad's going to be on the KLAV show on Wednesday, and we would love to have you join us there at KLAV 12:30 a.m. and KLAV1230am.com. Okay, so the battle continues in here. And Jorg Van Hoof, of course, mixed game specialist, but tonight we take all that and throw it in the garbage can as he is taking the chip lead here, but not by much over the Norwegian rookie Felix Stevenson. Stevenson is they have Van Hoof listed at 34, Stevenson at 33, Newhouse at 25, Velador at 21. So these guys very tight at the top, but once again, this becomes the very intriguing part. Do you take the chance? You're sitting in a position where you can go to the November 9. You don't have to do anything stupid if you can just hang in there. And these, especially the guys in the middle, are the ones that have the most to lose at this point. Your short stacks obviously, are in a spot where they're gonna, end up having to make a push at some point if they really take a hand all the way. But the guys in the middle are always in the toughest spot because your higher chip stacks can take a hit if they want. But the middle guys don't want to get themselves down in some big trouble here. Because right now, given the situation with the chip stacks, one of these guys that, with Papa Constantino 19, Sindelar 17, Jacobson 17, a big loss, and all of a sudden you're in trouble. And you could be be on the outside looking in when you may have been able to comfortably sneak into the November 9 by, playing very little hands. So some tough decisions coming up, given the fact that these guys, no one in major trouble right now, and this is going to be an interesting finish, very interesting finish tonight. Of course, we had start off with 27 players today, and let's run down your eliminations. Sean Dempsey, bracelet winner, goes down in 27th place. Brian Roberts in 26th. Brian Devonshire, a good friend of ours here of the show, finishing in 25th. Kyle Kiernan finishes 24th. Urain Carrignard in 23rd. Iron Lightborn out of London finishes 22nd. Lee Force goes out in 21st. And then Dan Smith, kind of disgusted with his exit hand, the Ace Kings against the Fours, is dismissed in 20th place. Scott Palmer, the online wizard, goes down in 19th. Scott Maheen in 18th. Andrei Zaichenko leaves us in 17th. An old playing partner of mine, Eddie Sabat, finishes in 16th. The absolute rookie, Thomas Sara Jr., who was looking to become maybe the next Chris Moneymaker story, goes out in 15th place. Oscar Kemp in 14th. Craig McCorkle from West Sussex, United Kingdom, in 13th. And then the bang-bang elimination to get us to this point, Maximilian Seneft out in 12th, and Christopher Graves goes out in 11th. So once again, we are down to our final 10 players, one away from the November 9. This is soon going to be all over here at the World Series of Poker. This is, of course, event 65. We survived 64 other events and getting ready to finish this thing off. One more elimination for this all to end, and we get ready to come back at the Penn and Teller Theater here at the Rio in Las Vegas. All right, and I'm getting told my beer is getting warm. Yeah, I do apologize. I do not want to waste the beer. Good point. All right, so once again, 10 players remaining. One to go for our November 9. All right, and of course, we want to take a second to thank the World Series as well. They've been very gracious to us. Had an awesome time here at the WSOP. Despite having to move around and everything, always great to be around the fans. Got a lot of new listeners and followers. We do appreciate you guys supporting the show. Made a lot of new friends too, and very much enjoyed our time here at the WSOP. And I look forward to coming back next year. Once again, we'll see you again in Calgary coming up at the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown in a little bit at the end of the month. Of course, other than the KLAV show, I'm going to take a little bit of time off for a few days, so we won't be back on the internet for a couple of weeks, but we certainly do appreciate you guys being with us. Of course, if you want to check out our podcast, we will get the WSOP Highlight Reel podcast posted for you, some new ones, but we do have a bunch of great interviews up there right now. Just go to YouTube and punch in Mark Hoke, and you are going to be thrilled to death to hear all of our great past shows. And, of course, I did my 500th broadcast here earlier in this World Series, along with our 3-year anniversary of doing the show on July 5th. Just some awesome moments out here at the WSOP, and thanks to the poker community for taking me in, and I do appreciate it. All right, so once again, we're kind of hanging out here. PJ Harvey reporting a chop on there with Felix and Van Hoof. Yeah, that's an interesting lockup, too. Boy, I'll tell you what. I remember 2 years ago when we called the action at the main event of the World Series that Russell Thomas and a couple of guys got in a hand and actually ended up stopping themselves after Russell kind of 4-bet everybody, and everybody was like, that's enough. And Russell did flip over, end up having aces on that hand. But it could have been a disaster with Gail Bauman sitting there very short stacked, and everybody realized, look, there's no point in us getting in some crazy hand here when we got somebody that's going to go out here in probably a rotation or two, so let's not do anything stupid. And, but these guys do not have that luxury at this point since Larabe picked up some chips, Politano picked up some chips, and Tonking doubled up. So, this is anybody's ball game at this point. It's really going to come down to who doesn't do something stupid at the moment. Yeah, but somebody's going to definitely be walking out of this World Series of Poker tonight, heartbroken, making the official final table. And look at Rich Ryan just blazing up that hallway. Unreal. All right, and let's take a look at some of these players while we've, of course, we do have Joe Payne giving us instant updates from inside the Amazon room. So we're getting a lot of great news. Brent Hanks out here in the hallway. Brent dominating the world of poker. Of course, give me 1 second here, and we'll get caught up here. Martin Jacobson, of course, the great Swedish player, has won millions of dollars playing poker. Inspired by what he saw on TV when he was 18 years old, and of course has just cleaned things up online and off. Has been an amazing force in the poker world, and very well respected player. We have. Let's see, Andoni Larabe. Larabe, of course, only 2 cashes in his career, but one was a big one, the PokerStars Caribbean Adventure, Season 9, won Event 18 for $218,710. So Andoni Larabe, no stranger to the world of poker for sure. You also, let's see, we're going to clear that one out. Mark Newhouse, of course, chasing history tonight as he attempts to be the first player in the post-Moneymaker era to come up big and reach back-to-back November 9s. Just a stunning accomplishment that may never be duplicated again if he does pull this off tonight. So it should be a great one here to see if Mark Newhouse makes history this evening. And I got the privilege to talk to his brother Dan here earlier in the night. All right, and keep going over here with some of these other players. William Papa Constantino, world champion foosball player, but only 16,379 in cashes in poker tournaments. Top prize was an 8th place in a World Poker Finals WPT Season 9 event, where he picked up $15,000. That was in 2010. So what a jump that's going to be for him. Also another one for Bruno Politano. Politano with 3 major cashes in his career, picking up $82,170 in an LAPT Brazil event. The main event finishing 8th back in 2011. That was his biggest cash. So once again, we're seeing some guys here who, at least in terms of tournaments, have not put up some big numbers. And I apologize, bear with me. Of course, Max sent out. I'll keep swinging through these tabs here, but this is going to be this is an exciting final table. We're going to have some great players at it, and I think when we come back in November, you're going to see some amazing poker, absolutely, with these guys battling it out. Of course, you have Jorrit van Hoof, incredibly experienced Mark Newhouse, Luis Velador, 2-time bracelet winner. Dan Sindelar has been around the block a few times. Of course, Martin Jacobson. And then of course you've got some rookies with William Papa Constantino. You have Stevenson, very new to the game as well. So a nice mix of experienced professionals and unknown personalities to anybody in the poker world. Should be, I'm sure ESPN's going to do a great job building this thing up, because you're going to have some stories like you would never believe here at the World Series. Of course, we had a couple opportunities to really get some guys in here that either, super experienced like Brian Devonshire, Dan Smith, but unfortunately they fell by the wayside. Leif Force would be another one. And Parra Jr., of course, trying to, with no major cashes, trying to got his first cash here at the World Series of Poker main event. So it's been a very special main event this year, and it's only going to get better when we come back to the Penn and Teller Theater in November. Oh, all right. I'm going to take a breath. We'll hit a commercial break, and we'll be right back here live from the World Series of Poker main event. Of course, we've got Joe Payne and a co-host in the Amazon room giving us some updates as we go along, and we're going to keep everything rolling here. All right. So stick around, everybody. We'll be right back here on the Mark Hoke Show. Thanks for joining us. We're live from the World Series of Poker main event. The Canadian Poker Tour returns to Calgary, Alberta, Canada for the CPT Summer Showdown July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino. With 10 big events over 11 days featuring over $500,000 in guarantees, it promises to be one of the most exciting events on the summer poker calendar. Plus, the Mark Hoke Show will be there live from July 31st through August 3rd for coverage of the CPT Summer Showdown High Roller and main event. For the full schedule and outstanding hotel and flight discounts, just visit CanadianPokerTour.tv. That's CanadianPokerTour.tv. See you in Calgary July 24th through August 3rd at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino for the Canadian Poker Tour Summer Showdown.
RunGoodGear.com is one of poker's premier online stores for apparel. Their mission is to provide poker players with stylish and comfortable clothes for their daily grind. You've probably seen Run Good Gear at the World Series of Poker through Run Good Poker Pro Rob Salaburo, or around the country through the WSOP circuit. Today, RunGoodGear.com is the place to go to gear up for the poker fell. So go there now with the promo code HOKE, that's HOKE, for 10% off your entire online purchase. Remember Hoke. Now go gear up.
When it comes to custom poker tables, why would you buy something someone else designed and even named for their sales or marketing purposes?
The Nighthawk, the Gambler, the Big Slick, the Nuts.
Sure, you can customize it if you want, as long as you choose between black, red, or even green cloth, but that's about it. When you choose to play off tilt, it's not just another table, it's your table. The same price gets you a fully custom designed table that reflects your style and game. Off tilt makes it easy to design a truly one-of-a-kind custom poker table that'll give you home table advantage. Sure, Off Tilt could name their tables for marketing purposes, but why? It's not ours. We don't play on it. And to be honest, there are over 1,000 named Off Tilt tables worldwide, including the WSOP, the Deep Stacks Poker Tour, the Jonathan Papelbon, as well as Julie's, Chris's, Scott's, Amber's, Tristan's, just to name a few. So let us add your name to the list and deliver a truly custom-crafted, furniture-quality poker table worthy of your game. Visit www.offtiltpokertables.com or call Brian Knott today at 262-490-3812. We'll show you why Off Tilt is the only way to play.
Sports bettors, tired of getting beat every week at your sportsbook? It's time to stop guessing and start winning. We all know cash is king, and it's time to let the team at Double Digit Covers come to the rescue to help you get the positive cash flow you need to live the life you've always dreamed about. Tony Dos and his all-star sports handicapping team will be in your corner to help you beat the point spread, bring excitement and winning to your betting experience, and build your bankroll to levels you never thought possible. Get free winning sports information at DoubleDigitCovers.com. Stop guessing